Hello, folks, and welcome back to another edition of Money in Motion. Today is Tuesday, August 29th. Like we said yesterday, kind of wrapping up one of the most miserable months for markets. So, excited to talk about a lot of different stuff today. Really a lot of green price action in a lot of different areas, and not so much in others. But excited to dive in. Monte, looking sharp. How you doing?
Thank you. Not feeling so sharp, but at least I'm looking sharp. I guess that's good. I'm doing all right. Hope everyone's doing well. And we got some questions already in the chat. We'll definitely hit those for sure. See you, sell me your assets. Good morning, Ross. Good morning, everyone else in the chat watching. But yeah, I mean, we're on the back of what historically, like you said, is one of the most miserable months for equities, but the last 3 days haven't been that miserable. We've actually seen some nice price action. It's continuing today. What I'm going to be interested to see is,
Can I just say one thing before you change this chart? I've heard everyone say head and shoulders pattern. That's all I've heard this week. Continue.
I wasn't about to say that, don't worry. But I mean, I guess I do see it. It's kind of looks like a Juggernaut's head from X-Men. That's not much of a head, but this is like a make or break level in my opinion, because we have gotten rejected at this level multiple times, even with significant momentum coming into it. And if we close today above this level, that may be a sign that risk is back on, and that this was in fact just another lower high, or excuse me, higher low in what is just a continued uptrend. And yes, the pullback was stronger, but like we talked about yesterday, that's because the divergence was wider on this move to the upside. We had some very positive price action, and that was met with some reflexivity to the downside. So to call this upside trend over, I think would be massively premature. And I think there is still opportunity that it's going to run. It's also evident in things like TNX falling big time today. And this is something that we discussed yesterday. But, just looking at this, you can see that it looks like people may be starting to inject capital back into the equity markets. And that's a positive sign. And I know, CJ's got his eye on a few assets that he's been wanting to bid up for quite a while now. I'm starting to think that we're approaching that period of time based on what I'm seeing from the TNX with this big bearish engulfing candle, the S&P continuing to look strong into this breakout level. We break above this, consider me bullish, and I think where I'll be looking in terms of equities. But CJ, I want to get your opinion on kind of the macro situation that we're in right now.
Yeah, might have been a week early there on coin.
Yeah, but if you didn't buy options, it doesn't really matter because it's not like it went down that much, really.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll bring up some charts here. There's a lot of interesting things going on today. I believe we may have talked about this yesterday. Last two editions of The Economist.
Yeah.
China's disillusioned youth and Xi's failing model. I had a friend the other day text me about Evergrande. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Um,
What'd they say? Just like, have you heard about this?
should
Or
we short? Should we short? Is there a play
should we
here?
short China?
Um, yeah, I mean, there's been unpopulated cities for like years. I don't know if that
Yeah,
has like, you know, economic ramifications. It's like
they can
if
hide
we
that.
ever, yeah,
I was gonna say, like, the government can hide that for decades, like
yeah,
literally.
if it's not, it doesn't exist if they don't want to like deem it a
Yeah,
problem. Anyways, I like what I'm seeing from HSI. It's starting to rebound. At least you have some defined risk above or below Monday's low. The way that I look to play that in the equity market is through like these Direxilian ETFs, like the levered ETFs. So like yen, for instance, is the bull shares, Yang is the bear shares. Also, if you were to look at like BABA, this is where remember the CNBC title, China is back.
yeah.
No, it was coast is clear for China, or the all clear. That was the verbiage that was used.
Okay, that means a shipwreck is coming.
It's just funny that it corresponded with the local top. So just now that
the
we've
coast,
come down, maybe it's time.
the coast is clear, and they just hit a bunch of rocks.
You're good. You're
You're
good.
good. We're good.
Yeah, we should play some Sea of Thieves later. Anyways, yeah, K-Web, decent start of the week for the Chinese stocks. So something to consider. I wonder how
Yeah,
real estate's been doing. Real estate is one of the most heavily shorted sectors. So it's been bouncing back since kind of we talked about that. Never took a position or anything. Energy is still, kind of lagging today, which is interesting. One thing that I've wanted to talk about and something that I think actually might top now that I've given up on it is heating oil. We'll see. But I will be looking to get back into a short on this one, potentially on the close.
could you pull
Also,
up
would
ZL for me? I entered or I talked about entering a position in ZL with the community last night over in the Discord. This to me looks like a textbook cup and handle formation from a technical perspective, but I don't even really think that is all that important. I think what's more important is the fact that we put in that higher low right there, showed signs of strength, bounced back amidst market weakness, and are reapproaching the highs. I think we, on the third attempt here, break out above this level. You get your textbook cup and handle move of about, let's see, we bottom of the cup is about 58.20, rim of the cup about 65. So you're looking at about a $7 move there. And I could definitely see that happening if we get a breakout above that level. So I haven't entered it yet. I have a trigger for entry set on TradeStation, and I will be entering that trade if we break above the $65 level. But for the time being, I'm just kind of sidelined. But CJ, enough of the commodities and whatnot. Let's talk a little bit about crypto related equities. Actually, real quick, let's hit this question from one of our viewers. Sell me your assets, which has got to be my favorite name of all our users. I love you all, but what a great name. This Permabull is wondering, good morning, guys. What are your thoughts on TLT here? And that is a 20-year note or a 20-year bond ETF. Excuse me. And taking a look at the chart, right? This one's been beat down pretty hard. Way more so than TNX. Whereas TNX was during this period of time grinding up, that 20-year treasury bond was grinding down. But today, seeing signs of positive price action. However, I'd be a little bit wary because we have seen this before where we, break down, make a new low, get a nice bearish or bullish engulfing candle, only to be rejected and go lower. And now with the equity markets looking as strong as they are, I just don't know if people are going to leave their money in bonds if we get a breakout here in the NASDAQ and the S&P, and we start to see, more risk on behavior from speculators. So we might see people move out of TLT and into more risk on assets if we get above that level. However, if we get rejected here, and today we've already made the highs for the day, then I think TLT could be a good buy and a good long-term play. I just kind of like CJ was been talking about this one, looking at this one. I think just looking at TLT, from a risk reward perspective, you have defined risk. You have a gap to the upside to about 98. If the market turns, that would be my target, would be TLT to about 98. Play that with maybe an options call spread, buy one at the money, one out of the money. Or, just buy spot outright, or just, because we're
What are you doing? What's your way you would execute this?
So I'd buy a call spread with the strike price at my upper target, the upper strike at my target of $98, and then my lower strike would be in the money at about 96. That way, just in case, we do kind of more rapidly move up, I capture that move nicely, and also buying that call spread gives me a little bit of room to perhaps sell some premium if we see some volatility at the end of the day here today, because this thing is moving more than usual, as you can see on the market open. So the volatility is high. So that might give you a decent chance to vol farm up with some options. What, you like that term?
Sorry, I hadn't heard that term in a while. Vol farm.
Yeah, listen, I think you can do it with TLT, but just be wary because, if the stock market does break out, I think we start to see TLT turn down, and people really start to, invest into equities. That being said, I think to sum it all up, I like TLT here. I think it looks decent, and I would play it up to that $98 level. From there, I'd take profit because, that's a decent climb. So,
yeah, but if you do call that reversal, you might be catching a secular trend in TLT. Honestly, despite the we've been talking about this trade for quite a while.
Yeah, we have.
So,
and it just hasn't been making the move, but this morning it's showing signs that it may be time. So good call. Sell me your assets. I texted CJ before the show because I saw your comment, and I'm like, it's funny that they asked that because I was actually planning on talking about that today and thinking about buying some. So we are on the same page, and I'm glad to be on the same page as sell me your assets.
That's a very good reflection of the collective audience IQ too. Asking about TLT. If the bull run comes back, it'll be interesting. We'll be doing analysis on XLM again and stuff. I can't wait for those days to come back. We'll see. But that kind of shows you where we're at in the market as well.
Yeah.
NASDAQ up over 1% now. It's pretty good start to the day here.
Looking really good. And CJ, I want to ask you, crypto related equities. I know you've been like John Wayne in an old Western movie with your finger on the trigger, waiting to pull. You're just waiting patiently, but you got that trigger finger ready. What is it going to take for you to buy some coin, some Riot, some Mara? Because today they look actually pretty good.
Please let us know in the comments if you guys have ever seen the old Western, The Good, Bad, and the Ugly with Clint Eastwood. I watched that for the first time, I think, about a week or two ago. And the reason why I bring it up is because the end shootout scene or this Mexican standoff at the end, I swear to God, that scene goes on for like 20 to 30 minutes. And it's just like flashes all three characters. Anyways, yeah, that's where we're at coin. That's where we're at in terms of coin. It looks really good though today. I mean, I have to say, we have that ETF decision maybe coming by the end of the week. So, maybe I can buy before it gets delayed and price goes down a bunch again. But that's really the only risk is a delay of the ETF coming like, Friday or maybe at the end of the week. So, but I have to say, I mean, looks a lot better than, it's kind of putting in a double bottom too.
Yeah.
It's trade. All right. Now it's up 7% in like the last. It's pumping. Bitcoin's pumping.
I love the shock in your voice. It's pumping. Bitcoin's pumping. But that it is. I mean, look at this. What do you think? Is this we've talked about it time and time again. Is this enough for you to buy? Are you going to be buying any Coinbase today?
Yeah, we'll have to see where we close, but I mean, the market's kind of trading like it knows something.
It is. It very much is, because we're seeing a lot of top heavy pressure in the crypto sector.
I haven't seen this type of acceleration in buying in coin. We haven't had a move like this in over a month. I mean, this is going to close the day up like 20%. Like it keeps going up.
Yeah.
I haven't seen movement like this in over a month.
Yeah. And people, and the great thing about this is like when you're catching something off the bottom of a downtrend, you're not necessarily playing catch up, right? Like this is something that's, I agree with you. It's trading like it knows something. It's trading like, people are speculating on a favorable outcome on Friday. So I don't know, man. Look at this, 10.6%. It's up today. Bitcoin's up 3.2%, making a really nice move here.
All right, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah, we do.
But
everything's moving. Time to make some trades.
I got to go make some important decisions, or not so important.
No,
hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. Trade responsibly. Don't get carried away. Don't get caught up in the euphoria of these crypto related equities. But if we do see them close the way they started today and Bitcoin continue to climb back up towards that 29K level, I think we might see some very favorable price action for the rest of the week. So I'm excited. Going to be looking to open some positions, and as always, we'll be talking about them in the Discord, which you can try for free for 14 days at tradethechain.com. That also gets you access to our sentiment dashboard where you can check what's hot and what's not. So definitely try it out. You can do it 14 days absolutely free at tradethechain.com. And also, please don't forget to like and subscribe. CJ, any parting words for our audience here today as the market continues to rally?
I see Vincentini's asking, why did Bitcoin and ETH run here in the last few minutes? Yeah, I got to go find that out as well. Because we were on air while everything started pumping. So,
yeah, it moved quick. It was a quick 5-minute move. And I haven't found any news catalyst in particular.
Yeah, I think people are just Biden administration proposes new crypto tax reporting rules. That doesn't seem like much. I think it's just front running this ETF. Honestly, I think that's like insider type of like.
Be on air 27/7. I'm pretty sure it's only 24 hours in a day, Chris. Get some sleep, my friend. But anyways, thank you guys all so much for watching. Shaping up to be a really interesting day, and excited to trade it with you. As always, we'll be hanging out in the Discord for the rest of the day. So if you got any questions, anything you want us to hit in terms of tickers, feel free to stop by and drop them in there. We're more than happy to help. Or if you need any help with setting up any options positions, I'm always that's CJ's motto. But if you need any help setting up options, I'm always more than happy to help you. Just drop on into the Discord and ask. Had someone come in last night and ask me a few questions. Always more than happy to help. So have a great rest of your day. Happy trading. Enjoy this positive price action, and we'll see you again tomorrow.